We are live. What is good, people? Sorry that I have been a little bit MIA on this channel. The timing was terrible because everyone was like, you're not actually back on this channel. You're not going to be doing live streams. I fully intended to. I was sick as a dog last week. You could hear it in my videos, but you know, you got to make videos because you got to make money. But I am back. I'm feeling better. Still little lingering nasal stuff, but I feel a hell of a lot better. It was like I couldn't even breathe at night. Like, it sucked ass. It was terrible. What's going on, people? We got channel members Sean G, Brandon, Lost Tech, Lydia in the house. We got Jazzman in the house. We got Truly Epic, Brandon, Eric, Dizzlehack, in the house. 2000 is in the house. Lucas, sorry, yeah, it's a little bit early. However, everything is within reason because at 4:30, because I'm on the East Coast, the Knicks Summer League takes place. And I was going to cut it too close if I did it after the Summer League game because we're filming Battle of the Sexes tonight. So I was like, well, you know, let me just go a little bit early. Taking a dump. Awesome. Bragging for begging from the hospital? That was my thing. Hey, I never asked for a single penny for that hospital. I was just letting motherfuckers know. Like, hey, I wasn't doing too well at that time. What's going on, Black Stepdad? What's up, Miles, Anakin? How many subs left to 500K? I just looked before we went live, 55. So maybe tonight, we'll see. Definitely by tomorrow, but yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, Sandy, definitely feeling better. The tooth extraction. I told you that was going to happen. I knew that was going to happen. It's, you know, extraction's not the worst thing. Root canals, I think, are much worse. Extractions aren't quite as bad. Brandon Christian, member of the RGT Army for 23 months. 23 months is longer than most of my relationships. Same. I've never had a relationship last that's almost 2 years. No. About half that. Serving the Lord's chicken. I actually had some chicken for lunch today. Bro, that Tyson air fried, it's like pre-air fried Tyson chicken strips. They are delicious. And thank you for being a member of the RGT Army for 23 months, Brandon. What's up, Freddie? Thank you. A little Hogan versus Andre. Yeah, it's teeth stuff isn't fun, dude. It's not fun. And like, I was lucky enough to have like braces and stuff as a kid, but like my bottoms are fucking jacked up from smoking cigarettes, you know. It definitely didn't do me very well. You know, you can't super tell. You can't super tell, but like, you know, I'll get it fixed one day, maybe. I don't even really care, to be honest with you. Like, as long as it's not like super noticeable or hurtful, then I don't really care. 10 years, man. I couldn't imagine it. Oh yeah, Chick-fil-A. I love Chick-fil-A. I used to be very anti-Chick-fil-A, but I've come around. On it. Oh, dude, like there's mad women out there, Roger. Don't get me wrong. It's more so of like the settling down process that kind of freaks me out. Like, I found this new niche of woman who's like the a little bit older than me, like the mid 40s, but like really into fitness. Like, those chicks are wild, dude. Like that's a whole thing. Would I ever do a YouTuber wrestling match? So, funny story, at Too Many Games, I was supposed to do something with the wrestling ring, but just it didn't end up time-wise. It didn't end up working out for me. So next year I'm going to plan it a little bit better. It was very spur of the moment. It was kind of like my buddy asked me, he was like, do you want to do something in the wrestling? I was like, yeah. He's like, all right, well, I'll talk to the guys. But like, just timeline wise, like with panels and crap like that, and it just didn't work out. But next year I'm gonna mess with it. Yeah, I had good teeth too. No piercings, just lots of cigarette smoking, and yeah, wasn't the best. What's going on, Kevin? What's up, Ewok? Faithful, has a game ever brought me to tears? No, not really. Like, I don't know. I don't really cry. The only movie I ever cried at was Sweet November, starring Keanu Reeves. And I don't know why I cried at that. I guess because it was like the chick at the end, like, fucked him over. And I was like, what is wrong with you, woman? Like, that's crazy, dog. Why would you do that? He was the one. No, I didn't cry up on Red Dead. Metal Gear, no. Like, I don't know. It's hard for me. It's hard for me to I guess maybe I just don't get like super emotionally invested in a lot of games. Black Stepdad with a $4.99. Appreciate you, broski. Give you a little heart ski. RGT, what are your thoughts on WWE recently? Storylines, title changes, etc., etc. I actually have been enjoying them a lot more. Jacob Fatu is the fucking man. Strap a rocket to that man, and he is better. He is like the perfect Samoan because he could do, you know, the brawling style that the Samoans are known for, but he's also got the high flying style that Samoans are known for. He looks like a psychopath. His promos are super good. Like, he's just a super like legit dude. Like, I love seeing that. And it's kind of a shame because, like, Tama Tonga is, like, really good, especially on the mic. But, like, he's just so overshadowed by Jacob Fatu right now. Even Solo Sikoa is well overshadowed by Jacob Fatu right now. I'm not the biggest, you know, Cody fan in the world. It's fine for what it is. You know, that white meat baby face, you know, all-American, look at me go. Like, you know, I don't know. I would like to see a darker side to him. Wyatt 6, I think they need to move it along a little bit. They need to kind of start doing things with it. But overall, it's a hell of a lot better. What is the most expensive toy I ever bought? The mail-away Hulk Hogan. That was very expensive. The Hasbro mail-away Hulk Hogan. That was very expensive. How's Grandma and Grandpa? I know one of them was sick. Which one got you sick? It was Grandpa, and then I got sick, and then Grandma got sick. But they're fine. Somehow I got the sickest out of everyone. Like, craziness. Fake cigarette? Yeah, I still got the vape. I haven't had a cigarette, so that's good. Yeah, like Jacob Fatu is just, he's the fucking man, dude. He's the man. No, I didn't get Grandma sick. Grandpa got Grandma sick. Grandpa gave it to me, and then I got sick, and then he gave it to her as well. What's up, Medallion? Not quite. We're like 50 or so, 54, I think, away. So we're doing pretty damn good. Can I get Arcade 1-Up on the phone and get a Guitar Hero cabinet in production? I honestly don't think that Arcade 1-Up cares anymore. I think I talked about this with Michael B, the Game Genie, recently on his channel. I just feel like they have their licenses, and then that's it. They're just like, okay, we got these. We can re-release these. Like, I don't see them wanting to get any more licenses. I don't see them wanting to grow, wanting to expand, which is a shame. But I feel like it's just, you know, it is what it is. Feeling better, Super Mega Graphics 64. What have I been playing recently? Tomorrow you'll find out. I have a video going up tomorrow of a game that also comes out tomorrow that I really liked it. I liked it more than I thought I would because it's a genre type that I'm usually not super into. Josh Storch with a $2 dono. Hey, bud, just stopping by to say what's up. What's up, Josh? Appreciate you, broski. Right, Billy? Totally. Did I see that crappy pinball machine they released? Arcade 1-Up? Yeah. Yeah. It wasn't great. And like so many people are having problems with those. Now, I did get the arcade, or not the arcade 1-Up, the At Games pinball machine. That's very good. Like it's never given me any problems. For the price, you get a bunch of different tables and stuff like that. Like, I'm not the biggest pinball fan in the world. Like, I'm just like not good at it. But it's for what it is, it's super fun. And like, I get enjoyment out of it a lot. It's hanging good. It's hanging good. Am I buying the Analog 3D? Man, I don't know. I don't think so. I mean, I don't really have many N64 games. And it's kind of like, you know, you could get an EverDrive with it, but like, I don't know. Is it worth it? Is it worth it to me? It's like, I'm not sure. Simpsons Hit and Run for PS Vita? I'll have to look into that. That's interesting. What's up, 8BE? How's it going, dude? A little Tenacious D today. Making the wokies mad. Why does nobody buy skee ball? I have skee ball. I love skee ball. I think skee ball is super fun. And that skee ball thing I have is like super decent. Got any items you're hoping goes on sale for Prime Day? No. I don't. I'll celebrate like Toyotathon before I do Prime Day. Like, I don't know. It's just like you just end up buying a bunch of stuff that like you don't need or you don't play. I did buy something off of Woot, which is like a subsidiary of Amazon. I bought that Air Twister game that I think the dude from Space Harrier did something with it. So I don't know. It was like $13. I bought it a couple days ago though. So when it shows up, it shows up. What's up, Caps Paranormal? Are you affiliated with Chris Bores, the ghost doctor? He's a doctor for ghosts. It's pretty impressive. It's pretty impressive. I was never like the biggest Tenacious D, Jack Black fan in the world. Like some of the movies he's done are fine, you know, but I don't know. I don't really care. Oh yeah. Yu Suzuki. I don't care about celebrities really. Like I don't care. I don't get like emotionally attached to them because most of them, when you really like boil it down, they're fucking weirdos. Like, just look at these people. Like like Mark Hamill. Mark Hamill has to be like the weirdest motherfucker in the world. Like, you are literally Luke Skywalker. Why do you spend all your time talking about politics on Twitter? Why? Do you not have anything better to do? I just don't get it. Did I hear about the Cody KO stuff? I did not miss Woe. What is you talking? What's up, Silver Strike? Put that in a museum, pal. Signed Balan. Like, it's just so weird to me. It's so weird. Like, Stephen King, he's another one. Like, what are you doing? Like, I don't give a fuck what your politics are, but like, why would you talk about it all the time? Just incessantly. All the time. I don't know. Weird to me. Yeah, I think College Football 25 came out last night, right? Yeah, do that, Jose. I haven't checked it out yet. I watched a couple clips and a couple people playing it online. I don't know. Like it looks like how does it feel different from Madden is my question. Yeah, fuck Boogie. Boogie's a fucking idiot. Fuck him. I've never liked that dude. Dylan Watkins, $1.99. This is for getting me on Zevia, bro. It's the best, man. It's the best. Good and good for you. Yeah, Keith Olbermann, he's been crazy too. Last to Walk, 3-6 fell off. Yes, 100%. Honestly, I think after like Choices 2 is like they kind of went into like super Hollywood mode. You know, because I used to buy every Hypnotized Minds album when they came out. You know, Frasier Boy, Lil White. But then like after Choices 2, it just seemed like the music changed. You know, it went more pop, went more, you know, for like girls to shake their ass in the club too, which is fine. And I mean, like Last to Walk had that PlayStation song on it, which is actually pretty good. I like that song. But that was like the only really good song. Yeah, fuck Boogie. What up, Ram? What do I think about the Liv and Dom stuff? It's good. You know, I it's kind of weird to me how they just kind of like treat Dom as like Eddie 2.0. It's just weird how like they just recycle stuff for him. I mean, I guess it kind of works because you could go back to the ladder match, you know, custody on a pole. Do I know anything about Gears 6 E-Day? I did see something about it potentially coming to PlayStation because there was a thing about PlayStation in the job listing or PSN. I'm not really looking too much into that. I just, you know, I would need to see it to believe it. Do I watch the WNBA? I've caught a couple games. You know, it's interesting. You know, I think the quality has gotten better. It's good that they have, you know, heroes and villains now. Within it, like some more of the girls have like personality and stuff. You know, the quality of basketball, I mean, it's gonna depend on game to game, you know, but it seems like it's doing better right now. What's my favorite Final Fantasy game of all time? I did like 10 a lot. Agreed, Lost Tech Waits. You know, I'm gonna have to be a bitch and say 7. I'm gonna have to be a bitch and say 7. Like, I don't know. I never really loved 7 as much when it first came out, but as an adult, I've grown to appreciate it a lot more. Oh yeah, I've shitted while switching often. That's the thing. Like, I used to hate 7, but I don't know. Like, I wouldn't say, yeah, the intro to 3 is badass. Oh yeah, I'm watching Summer League. I'm watching Summer League, pal. That's why we're streaming early today, because fucking the Knicks play at 4:30. I didn't appreciate 7 as much when I was younger for whatever reason, but playing through it again, and I'm not even necessarily talking about like remake and rebirth. Like, I'm talking about the original version. Like, I don't know. I've just appreciated it a lot more recently. Yeah, maybe, Jasmine. What up, Brooklyn? Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Salman. That sucks, dude. Yeah, and see, that was the thing. I had an N64. Pecker Dupree had the PlayStation 1, so we would play he had Final Fantasy 7. We would play it over at his house. But I was, you know, and I was a little bit jealous because, you know, N64, you didn't have those RPGs. Well, we had Quest 64. Get out of here. What type of girl am I attracted to? I wouldn't say I have like a specific type because I've been attracted to like everything from short girls to Amazon girls, white girls, black girls, Asian girls, Hispanic girls. Like, I don't have like a definitive type. Yeah, and I mean Final Fantasy 7, you know, it's out on everything now. So, you know, whether playing the original version. Ninja Turtles over Transformers. I was never really super into Transformers. Transformers was like a little bit before I was born. Yeah, like them big women kind of throw you around or something. MNC Llama with a $4.99 dono. Did you see the new Hot Lap racing game coming to Switch? Looks like it could feel like old GT games. I did see that game, and I think I asked him for a review copy, but I never got it. But I'm gonna pick it up anyways. Like, the car list is very like European, which, you know, that might, you know, I'm not the biggest fan of like Renaults and stuff like that, but I can still appreciate it, and I like the different racing styles that it has. So I'm definitely gonna check that game out. I kind of wish, like, this is such a minor thing, but I kind of wish that they would have named it something different. Because when I say Hot Lap Racing, to me, that sounds like an arcade, you know, time attack style racing game. Whereas this is, you know, more of a, you know, sim arcade. You know, so I would have went with like a different sort of name. No, not all the time, Lydia. Not all the time. Yeah, like Ninja Turtles started popping off when I was like young. And so like when you're a kid, like, you know, you got the toy lines, the cartoon, the movies and stuff like that. It was everywhere. So it was just, you know, Transformers was a little bit older. Like, I remember seeing the reruns, but I don't know. I never got super into it. More than meets the eyes. Robots in disguise. Would I ever like to visit Puerto Rico? Asks AstroCat. Yeah, that'd be fun. I know my cousin still has family there from her mom's side. I don't know if any of them like me, though. What's up, video game lover? Yeah, it would be an experience, for sure. Oh, Dark Returns. You can't talk about stuff like that. You shouldn't shoot people. There you go. Oh, stop it, Dwayne. It's still good. It is still good. It hasn't held up as good as the real Ghostbusters, but I think it's still good. I think it's still good. Oh yeah, the live action, the first live action, even the second one. You know, 3. What was up with that? Like trilogies during that time. Like, when you look at that, when you look at Back to the Future, they just go to like some weird place, like weird time travel stuff. Like, I don't know. No, Astrobot looks fire. It's just, what the fuck else does PlayStation have? Can I sing Earth, Wind, and Fire for you? Maybe. We'll see. Yeah, I saw some, when we went to Too Many Games, we stopped at a GameStop and they had nothing too crazy, but they had some original Xbox stuff and some 360 stuff. I haven't seen like heavy stuff at game. I really don't go to GameStop all that much. Like I just buy whatever I need. And like I don't really need many retro games unless they're like in a compilation or something. Yeah, like Back to the Future 3, once again, as an adult, I appreciated it a lot more. But, you know, when it first came out, I was like, you went to the future. Why are you going back to the past? Like, Nintendo handhelds or PSP? See, I had both. So I had the DS originally, and then I got the PSP a little bit later. It depends. So, like, because I like sports games, like basketball and stuff, obviously. So I would play my PSP for that. And, you know, some of the games were bigger budget productions on the PSP. But then there was stuff that only the DS could do. Like, okay, so take Tony Hawk, for instance. Like, I had American Skateland. I think it was called American Skateland on the DS, which had like that cartoony graphical style. And then I had Thug 2 Remix on the PSP. It was kind of just like whatever mood I was in. But like a first-person shooter game, I'd rather play that on the DS, even though it didn't look as good. It played better with the stylus controls for me, because the PSP controls, you know, they weren't great for some games. I did not play Luigi's Mansion 2 HD. Once that gets a nice sale, once I see it at like $40, I'll probably pick it up. I know Josie played through it on stream. What do I think about the Hyrule Edition Gold Switch Lite? It is a way to sell Switch Lites because I don't think people are buying them. That's all I really think about it. Like, the Switch Lite is fine, but like, you have to imagine the Switch is going to go on sale very soon, especially when the Switch 2 is announced. So it's kind of like just trying to get rid of some of that stock, but it'll probably have some value in a couple of years. Cause like, look at those 2DS and 3DS variants that are now super expensive. Goku loses to a heart virus with a $10 donation. Appreciate you, broski. Linear or open world Zelda? Which do you prefer? Personally, I think a rotating schedule would work. Imagine a game's about hero of time becoming the hero shade. It works linear story. I kind of like that mindset too. I think they've put themselves into an interesting position right now, though, because you're going to have people, because from a sales perspective, the open world games are far outpacing and outselling the more linear style games. But the problem is that when you look at the systems that had the linear games on them, Zelda just wasn't as big of a franchise. So I think you could blend the two together if need be. Should it be as open as Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom? I mean, it kind of feels like you lose out on a bit of story when it is that sort of open, because it's kind of your own story that you're going at your own pace and seeing things on your own time instead of having to be like dictated, you know, with something more linear. And I think that poses an interesting question for Nintendo, is what do you do for the next big mainline game? Because you've already said that you're not going to do another Breath of the Wild style game. But obviously something like Echoes of Wisdom is an offshoot game. It's a supplementary game, a complementary game. So it's not going to be necessarily the future of Zelda games. So I don't know. It's kind of weird that they didn't just do a trilogy with the Breath of the Wild engine. I guess you could always do remakes of certain games if you wanted to pad it out until the next big mainline Zelda. I know I was kind of all over the place with that. But like that's kind of how my mind goes with it. Silver Strike 4 with $1.99 dono. We need realistic graphic Nintendo games now. I agree. You know, they can do it. It's just so weird how like it seems like they cared more about graphics on like the Wii than like anything else. Because yes, I'm not talking about like output and stuff like that because, you know, it wasn't in HD. But as far as like the type of graphics that they used, you know, it just seemed like they tried to do more with that. And maybe because they didn't have an HD, you know, size budget to worry about. But I think you have to have a blend. You know, there's a time and a place for overly stylistic and cartoony games, but you also want to have some other games to supplement that. You want games for people who have been following you since, you know, the NES. And I get that like graphics don't make a game, but it would be nice to see them try a little bit more or get outside of their comfort zone a little bit, you know? Like I don't think options is a bad thing. My first WWF crush was Sunny. Bro, I remember like having to look up like fake nude images of Sunny back in the day when I was like 11, but then she ended up like getting naked, but it was much later on in life. She wasn't quite as attractive. And then she did an adult film, which I watched. Wasn't my proudest fap. And she farts in it. There's an audible fart that comes from her in the movie. And it kind of ruined a small part of my childhood. Bro, it was crazy. It was crazy. It was like loud too, dude. Oh, I've watched One Night in China. I watched China's other stuff. Like it, you know, it's just for historical purposes, you know, research. You gotta be familiar with the content. Yeah, she's in jail. She's fucking idiot. She's about as stupid as Boogie is. Yeah, it was wasn't her proudest, but I remember she was doing like cam shows too at one point in time. Like, it's like you should have done this like 10 years ago, lady. Yeah, like Trish was bad too. Trish was bad. I mean, it kind of just depends on when you grew up. Like growing up, you had when I was growing up, it was Sable, Sunny, and Marlena. Lita, yeah, Lita was kind of like a wild card though. You know, she had the thongs hanging out and shit. Smell my ass. Like, okay. If that's what you want, pal. One Night in China is just fucking disturbing. Let's be real. Jake with a $4.99. Just got off work. What's good? Hey man, we're hanging out. I'm feeling better. And Knicks play in 50 minutes. Actually, 45 minutes. 4:30 p.m. Eastern time. It's only Summer League, but I treat it as if it's the Game 7 of the finals because I have problems. Matthew Hannigan. What's up, Matthew? Mae Young is your love. I mean, you have a thing for older women. You know, I'm not gonna sit here and judge you. Oh, Gail Kim. Gail Kim. Man. I don't know if you're talking about from a wrestling perspective or a beauty perspective. But you know what? I think both work because she doesn't get much respect in the beauty department and she doesn't get much respect in the wrestling department. And she was like leagues better in terms of wrestling than most of the women were during that time that were featured on the main stage. And she is hot. Like, she is gorgeous. And like, she still looks amazing. She still looks as good as she did 20 fucking years ago. Is Mikkel the missing piece? Yes. Bro, how the fuck is Bleacher Report gonna put some shit out for the NBA post-trade rankings and have Philadelphia ahead of the Knicks? On what fucking planet? Okay, Embiid is a shell of his former self. You think he's automatically just going to get over this Bell's palsy and fucking leg problems and stuff? You're lucky if he plays 50 games this season. Tyrese Maxey, stud. Tyrese Maxey's great. I even like Kelly Oubre, that fucking weirdo, but I like him. Paul George? Paul George in 2020 fucking 4? I'm supposed to get hyped for this? Paul George. If Paul George plays 60 or more games, I will eat this dollar bill. You can clip this, do whatever you want. If that man plays 60 fucking games in the regular season, I will rip this in half and I will eat this dollar. And I'll keep this dollar here because I usually don't keep cash on me. Paul fucking George. Paul George to the Sixers, to me, is like Melo to the fucking Blazers. Remember when that was the thing? Like, it's not going to work. Ugh. Oh, bro, Nikita Lyons. Oh, my God. Play that ass like a bongo drum. My Chinese takeout combo order. I don't really get much Chinese because it's very high in sodium, and sodium isn't like great for you. However, I do enjoy roast pork fried rice, no onion. I do enjoy boneless spare ribs. I don't mind boned spare ribs either. I like the boneless ones a little bit because it feels like you get a bit more meat. Sesame chicken. And I also like the beef and snow pea. When is my N64 book coming out? So I got a preview of the first 30 some odd pages. So it seems like work is coming along very rapidly. I still don't know because it's pretty much out of my hands, and it's been out of my hands for quite a while. But it'll be this year, like, for sure. I don't know quite enough, and I might want to tinker with some stuff. Like, everything I've seen so far, except for one thing, one of the box arts got screwed up. But, like, everything I've seen so far looks fucking amazing. Like, leagues better than I thought it was going to be. Like, when Jason and I did that 32X book, it was literally two idiots, and one idiot had some book editing software, that being Jason, and then I was the one writing everything. But like with this, like he found someone who knows how to do like designs and stuff, and it looks incredible. Like it looks stupid good. So what up, Blaze? What up, Rodrigo? Glad he could make it to the stream. But yeah, the book, it's coming out really good. And I think we're going to do, I don't want to say that yet. Because that might change. I'm not quite sure the publishing aspect. I've got to check out a few things, but yeah, it'll be cool. What's up, Nerd Jock? Nah, I ain't buying no Prime Day stuff. I don't need anything. Like, I don't know. Maybe if there's like a new, because my air fryer is kind of crusty. I gotta look into that. A book tour. Thank you, Mr. Fister. I missed you too. A book tour. It would be kind of fun to get an RV, just like rent an RV and do that, but I don't know. That seems counterproductive because the whole thing about the book is as long as I break even with it, I'm happy. And I'm sure I will break even on it with this because the costs really are. All I have to do is pay the designer. I have no idea how much that's going to be. But, you know, as long as I break even on it, I'm happy. But, like, how would I even... Like, I'm not in a Barnes and Noble or something, you know? So it's like, I can't go there. Like, where would I go to, like, independent video game stores to shill the book? Maybe. Okay, I am not getting Concord on day 1. I'm not getting Concord on day 100. That game looks very generic. All right, cool. Well, I will check out the air fryers after the stream then, for sure. What do I collect other than video games? Toys. Hulk Hogan memorabilia. I have a large Hulk Hogan room in my house. That's about it. How excited am I for Brunson's contract? I'm very excited because not only did he take that smaller contract, however, Mr. Bridges is already going to be doing the same. So this is golden. Golden. Yeah, I collect emulation devices too. Like I have a million of them and I don't, no, I don't. I'm not a panty collector. I don't need that. I don't need that negativity in my life. Oh, you're supposed to flip shit in an air fryer? I never flip shit in mine. All right, you're not going back to back, Mr. Celtics, because here's the problem. Jesus himself must have blessed the entire Celtics team to where nobody gets hurt. And I'm not talking about Tingus Pingus because God hates Tingus Pingus. Everyone hates Tingus Pingus. But how did nobody get hurt ever on the team? Like you couldn't even give me like one of them white boys, the Pritchard dude. I couldn't get a Pritchard injury. Like fuck out of here. You're due for injuries. You're due for some goddamn injuries. Oh, yeah, Dead Rising Remastered is day 1. Day 1. I can't wait for that shit. And I know they race swap the dude or something, whatever. I don't fucking care. I want to kill some motherfucking zombies in HD with the new graphics engine and the new physics and stuff like that. We'll deal with the stuff when we get to it. Shut up, Bill Cook. Yeah, I'm still excited for Ultra Pro Wrestling. I'm always excited for any sort of wrestling project. I hope that they don't. I guess the one fear is that they get too big, and then they lose sight of their vision. It's tough when you are an independent studio and you announce a wrestling game because a lot of people. They flash back to Pro Wrestling X. If you know anything about Pro Wrestling X, this was supposed to be the game fucking almost 20 years ago. That was supposed to be like the independent wrestling game, and that never got finished. And then you have stuff like the Virtual Basement game that's taken a while. Like these games take a long time. And sometimes your size and scope gets so big that you lose sight of it. However, I do think they do have one thing to benefit what they're doing is their graphical style, because it's not a super realistic graphical style, and I think that helps them out a lot. No, that's true, Lost Tech. Mac Mega with a $5 dono. You son of a bitch. Did you get salty seeing Tingus Pingus win a chip with the Celtics and not with the Knicks? No. No. Because here's the thing. Tingus Pingus would have never brought a chip to the Knicks. Tingus Pingus did not bring a chip to the Celtics. Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, Al Horford, Derek White, White Boy Pritchard. Those men are the men who gave the Celtics a chip. What did Tingus Pingus do? Rip his balls out or something? Like, fuck out of here. Fuck Tingus Pingus. Hate that man. How's it going, Blind Jedi Master and Rip CDMR? If you could see Jonathan take on any wrestler you wanted, who would I choose? I'll go with someone that's a bit more known. Well, he was on AEW. You know what? I would like to see him go against Nick Gage because I want to see John in a death match. I want to see him like going, like being wrapped in barbed wire and fucking suffering and going through like light tubes and shit. Corey McIntyre! $100 Canadian. Let's get some hashtag Corey's in the chat. Corey! I hope you've been well, brother. You know that this is your channel. You know that these are your streams. We are just here to bask in your glory. Thank you so much, Corey. I hope you've been doing well, man. I've just been hanging in there, you know, doing my thing. Corey's a legend around these parts. Corey's the fucking man. He's the best part of Canada by far. Thank you, Wax Prophetic. I appreciate you, broski. Porzingis stinks. He stinks. Thank you, Corey. You're fucking legend. Psychosis Patient, member of the RGT squad for 23 months. Almost 500K. You just have to keep going. Before we went live, I was 54 away. So maybe tonight. Ideally tomorrow. I did see that Cena's retiring. I'm not the... Okay, so in case you're not well aware, late high school RGT was definitely kind of like, you know, a bit of a thug, I guess you would say. So I remember me and Elijah we went to a SmackDown house show, and it was the John Cena rap gimmick, like when he was first starting out. And I was like, this dude's the fucking man. Like, this shit is great. I like this motherfucker. And so I liked Cena a lot when he was, you know, he had like the album and shit. I was like, this dude's awesome. Like, this is great. But then he like turned into like a Flintstones character. And I was just like, fuck, man. Like, what are we doing here? What happened? I mean, he had a great run. There was just too much nonsense. There was just too much nonsense with Cena when I was watching. You know, the Super Cena stuff, no one going over, the shitty fucking one-liners and stuff like that. He was still putting on really good matches, but his character was just so... You know, say what you want about Hogan's character, but like, you know, imagine Hogan just always being the red and yellow and never having that NWO phase. Like, I feel like that would have helped out Cena so much at the height of his popularity, just being like, all right, fuck this. Let's be more of a heel. You know, do something like that. Yeah, the Dr. Thubonomics, the heel stuff, and it was like, you know, just it was crazy. But they never adjusted. They never did anything to make it feel a little bit different. Buff Bagwell's cool. I've actually talked to Buff Bagwell a few times. Nice guy. You know who I talked to recently? Adam Baum. Just out of nowhere, he DM'd me on, or Wrath, if you were a WCW fan, Chronic. DM'd me out of nowhere on Twitter. He was like, hey, thanks for being a fan. I was like, thank you for having a great run in WCW till they fucked it up. Remember when they were going to make Wrath like Goldberg and he went on the winning streak and then Nash like squashed him? I was pissed. I was like, what the fuck is it? And I'm a Kevin Nash fan. I'm like, bro, Wrath is the fucking man. What's my favorite Hogan match? WrestleMania 6 versus the Ultimate Warrior. I put that as my best match because I think he had to do the most work in that match. But like match quality wise, I would say like Hogan versus Tenryu in SWS, or even like Hogan versus Inoki when or Inoki. I always say Inoki because of Minyaki. Inoki, where he knocked him out with the Axe Bomber. Like I like a lot of his Japanese shit is fucking awesome. Like his shit against Muda and stuff. Like not Muda Har, the great Muda. No Halloween Havoc. The Knicks are going to the Eastern Conference Final at minimum. Is Beat 'em Up's really friends with pro wrestlers? Yes, he is. Even though it's kind of weird because like I was friends with a lot of them first, but I guess they liked him a little bit more because he's a little bit more of a normal human, I guess. Lorenzo Rack, welcome to the RGT Army. Appreciate you, broski. How did I feel about Rock and Hogan? Man, that was magical. You know, that was like, it had no business being as good as it was. And I don't think that they really anticipated that reaction. But Canada's can be a very weird place. And like, it was awesome. You know, it was a really good match too that has no reason to be as good as it is. Hogan versus Vince, when they did that street fight match, like that shit was awesome. Like, I don't understand how more people don't love that match. I guess because, you know, Vince is a piece of shit and Hogan has his demons. But that was such a good match. Oh, nice. Nice, Brooklyn Menace. Yeah, I had MSG channel, so I would watch the special events that would happen. The Michaels and Hogan match, I think is actually like a good match. Like I have no problem with Shawn's crazy selling because Shawn kind of sold like that a lot anyways. And I thought the buildup was pretty good. I don't like how it ended though. How Michaels came out and buried him the next night because they were supposed to have like follow-up, man. Well, depending on who you listen to. But as a match, like I thought it was fun. Yes, I love Ready to Rumble. Yes, I've watched the Hogan movies and they all fucking suck. What's the one? Suburban Commando's not the worst in the world. But everything else is pretty shitty. And No Holds Barred's all right. Gabe 831 with a $5 dono. What up, RGT? Been watching you since you had the OG intro. Miss it. Going to Vegas tomorrow to play in Evo. Wish me luck. Go Golden State. Gabe, you're going to fuck some people up tomorrow at Evo. I could feel it in the air. You're going to fuck some people up at Evo. And I'm going to be there in spirit cheering you on. And handing out free deodorant because let's be real, some of them fighting tournaments could get a little bit stanky. But no, dude, have a great time. You know, I'll give you go Golden State because it's over for Golden State. Like it's done. You look like a play-in team right now, and if you make it to the play-in tournament, hey, nah, Rich never responded. I mean, I didn't necessarily expect him to. You know, I said what I said, and that's what I had to say. Isn't Limited Run far worse than Analog? No, I don't think so at all. Because Limited Run fucks up a lot. No question about it. However, Limited Run, at least in their business model, they have improved things. You know, it used to be you had to log in at 10 a.m. or 6 p.m. to pre-order anything, and you were getting fucked. You weren't getting that fucking thing. It was going to sell out by the time you got done with checkout. But they improved upon that. You know, they do listen to fan feedback. I feel like, you know, they're a product of getting too big too soon, and they probably didn't know how to navigate some things. I still don't like certain things about them, but they have improved. Analog has never improved, ever, in any capacity. Like, it's crazy. Yeah, for sure, Gabe. For sure. But yeah, like, that's the thing about Analog is you never see improvements ever in their pre-order structure, their artificial scarcity, their re-releasing and re-release. This is the third time. Remember they did like the glow in the dark ones and stuff. Like, at least limited run. At the very least, you could say that they've tried to improve things. And I think they have improved things. Analog, I can't say that. Nothing about Analog has ever gotten better. I believe in Joe Hendry. I don't. The song sucks. He's not even that good in the ring. But fuck, I love the guy. What up, Moonstone? Yeah, like, I don't really buy, I don't know. I did buy the Jurassic Park Collector's Edition because it's Jurassic Park. I did not buy like the like super collector's edition of Rocket Knight. I bought the one that was like $64 because I felt like if I'm going to pay that premium price, you better be throwing in a plush, and they didn't throw in a plush in the high dollar one. So I was kind of, it's a bunch of stuff I don't really need. So I did get the middle one. I believe it was $64. But yeah, I've definitely slowed down. Cards, or do I collect cards or Pogs? So Pogs. Pogs are coming back, folks. I don't know if you've seen this. I'm supposed to be like a Pog ambassador. I don't know. I didn't sign anything. I could say this. Like, they hit me up and they were like, do you remember Pogs? We're coming back and we're looking for brand ambassadors. I'm like, fuck yeah. Fuck yeah, let's go. And so they were supposed to send me like some stuff to like promote and all this sort of stuff, but I haven't heard from them in like 2 or 3 weeks. So I hope we're still on for that, because I don't even think I'm making money. They were just gonna send me some new Pog stuff, and I want to like bring Pog back. Pogs are fucking cool. It's gambling for children. Like, really, that's what it boils down to. If you're playing for keeps, it's gambling. Clock Tower, no, I'm not buying Clock. I'm sorry, that Clock Tower game, I actually just tried to play it yesterday. I went on a Clock Tower spree because I never really played Clock Tower 1 on the PS1. So I've been fucking around with that. And I was like, well, let me try the Super Nintendo one again. And I'm sorry, but it's not fun to me. Like, it's not fun. The chick moves too slow. Scissor Man looks like he looks like an Oompa Loompa who died and then got like dug up from his grave, and then they gave him some big ass scissors. Like, I don't know. I have some Power Ranger Pogs right here. I don't know why these are on my desk. You can, Leonard. You can. I am of the streaming era now. I don't really collect physical music that much. You know, because pretty much everything I want is available digitally. And with like YouTube Music, like you get so much out of it. All right, so here's how Pogs work. So you're supposed to have the official Pog board, which I do have. So, all right, let's take out a handful of Pogs here, right? We're going to put them all face down. Everything face down. I just need a few here. All right, so let's say I throw 3 Pogs in. And, I mean, really, you'd want to have more. Okay, so let's just do 5. So I got 5 Pogs here. Now, you are going to put 5 Pogs in as well. We'll mix them up a little bit. And then we'll put them in a stack. So now let's pretend 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now we have 10 Pogs. Oh, no, you play Pogs, pal. Now we got 10 Pogs. We'll mix them up a little bit. 5 of mine, 5 of yours. You could play just for fun, or you could play for keeps. If you play for keeps, now you're getting into the gambling aspect of it. Then you're going to take... I don't have a slammer on me. But a slammer is basically like a heavy plastic thing that's sort of shaped like a Pog. Or sometimes they're metal, whatever. And you basically... You put the Pogs down, and you take the slammer, and you hit the Pogs. Whatever Pogs flip, you keep. So let's say I flip them and I get 6. All right, now these 6 Pogs are mine. And then there's the remainder Pogs left. You play till they're all gone. You could do something like, okay, well, out of the 10, I got 6, you got 4, so I win by that. But really the win comes from getting more Pogs than the other person. Like, you get to keep the Pogs. It's a very simple game, but like, it's awesome, dude. I fucking love Pogs. I still have the original Pog collector set. Like, they're fucking cool. Yeah, you run out of Pogs, and then it's like gambling. You're at the craps table, and you run out of money. You gotta take your fucking ass home. You run out of Pogs. Hey, this isn't a fucking charity, pal. Okay, Anakin. That MK kid with $1.99 dono. You never talk PC games. Are you into it at all, or VR? Oh yeah, those are the weird ones with the staples. Those are like the cheap ones. Like, you got to have a quality Pog. I'm not playing Pogs with some motherfucker that's got some cheap ass milk caps, because that's what they were. They were originally milk caps. I want official Pogs. I want Power Ranger Pogs, wrestling Pogs. I want cool Pogs. If you're coming out with some bullshit, we're not even going to fucking play. I'll be honest, I don't play PC games. Now, if a company wants me to check out a game for a video or something like that, and they send me the PC version, I will play the PC version, and I'll probably enjoy the PC version. Recently, I got burned by Assetto Corsa, because I was like, I want to fuck around with all these Assetto Corsa mods. I got Pogs on the mind. I wanted to fuck around with all those mods because they look really cool, like the traffic mods and all the car mods and stuff like that. So I bought it on my emulation computer back there, which is a 3080 Super, and like, it wouldn't work. And like, I looked it up online, like, wasn't it working? And like, it was just like a laundry list of things that I had to try and do, and I was just like, no, I'm not going to. I refuse. I'm not doing it. Now, VR, like Lorenzo said, I am the VR YouTuber. I am buying a Quest 3 for Batman, because it's fucking Batman. That should have been on PSVR 2. I hate my PSVR 2 because, like, there's not a whole lot of stuff on it. Like, Gran Turismo 7's fucking amazing, but like, beyond that, it's all stuff that's available on other places, except for Horizon, and I don't feel like doing this shit. So, I'm excited for the Quest 3, though, and Batman. Like, I think that's going to be dope as fuck. Yeah, dude, the World Pog Federation. My favorite mini PC under $400 to $500. You know what? We got something for you here. Because I got a notification for some fucking reason that this is a Prime Day deal. Hold on. No, that's not the right cores. No. Why do they make so many variations of the thing? Oh, it's sold out. It's sold out. It was like under $300. Wait. Oh no, I need the 16 cores. Can I choose that? All right, while I'm looking for that, Necro Banana, $5 dono. I don't want anybody else. When I think about you, I touch myself. Oh, that was a really questionable song. They used to get away with a lot of shit during the 80s for songs. All right, let me see if I can find 359. 359. Oh, 319. Ah, here we go. Here we go. All right, this is Horizon 7. Yeah, this is good. So I'm going to put this in the chat. Affiliate link, of course, just in case any of you decide to buy it. Why am I not signed in? Why am I not signed into Amazon? This is ridiculous. They're going to make me verify something. Oh, they didn't. Awesome. All right. So this is the B-Link SER, 8-core, 16-thread, which means you could do some PS3 on it. It'll handle upscaled PS2, upscaled GameCube, upscaled most things. So take a look at it. You know, see if... Oh, dude, I tried to get Pogs into too many games. Like, when they hit me up, I was like... Because I know the people who, like, put together too many games. I was like, yo, Pogs are back. We need to have a Pog tournament next year. So, Average Dylan, I tried the screen at the hotel that night to make sure it worked and to make sure... Because John told me that the sound can be a bit crusty on some of the PS1 screens. But, yeah, everything worked fine. I still got to make the video on it. But, yeah, everything works great on it. Psychosis patient with $1.99 or $1 or £1.99. Thank you, broski. Appreciate you. What do I think about the Fire Stick Xbox advertising? No console required, bro. I don't know, man. It's something. It's something because really what you're promoting is not to say that it plays bad, but you're essentially promoting the worst version of your games because cloud streaming is not as good as a native game. You know, it kind of goes the pecking order. My pecking order would be Xbox Series X, Xbox Series S, and then cloud. Not to say that a cloud experience is bad. I've played through games on the cloud, but if I really want to experience the game in the best way possible, I want to have that natively on a system. So it's very interesting. Like, I just don't get it. What's for dinner tonight? Oh, I haven't thought that far. I might have a pizza Lunchables. And yes, I'm serious. They're good. They're fucking good. Or I don't know. I bought some food yesterday. I did some grocery shopping yesterday. So I guess I'll take a look at what I bought. Am I grabbing college football? I don't know. Like, I want it, kind of, but am I going to play it enough? You know? Like, because I don't watch college football. I don't have a favorite college football team. So I feel like a lot of that is going to get mixed, you know, it's going to miss out on me. Any other stories with Pecker Dupree? I mean, there's a ton of stories with Pecker Dupree. He ran me over with a car once. This is Dad's Volvo station wagon, and I put a huge dent in the hood because we were filming a video, and his dad came out and saw it and started yelling. He was like, what is this? We're like, oh, yo, the fucking basketball must have hit the hood of the car. He's like, this is bigger than a basketball. What are you doing? You're like, oh, nothing, man, nothing. And the best part was we were 13 at the time. Yeah, he ran me over. No, it was for a video. All right. So you remember the story Edgar Allan Poe's The Gold Bug? Like, we are in English class in 8th grade. We had to do like our own rendition of it. or of like a literary piece of work. And so like me, Pecker Dupree, stupid Brent, who used to jerk off to fucking Duke games, and we caught him one time like jerking off watching Duke basketball. Joe, who I almost killed once because he poked me in the eye when we were doing wrestling, and I think a couple other people came over, and like basically the video was just we found a like one of those ring like it was like a ring that had a bug on it. So I remember it vividly. The start of the video was just like a finger going across the screen with like a gold bug on it. And then we did a wrestling match in like a house that was being built that was near where Pecker Dupree lived. And like we hit each other with like wood and like fucking shovels and stuff that we had found. And then he hit me with the car, and like none of it had to do with the gold bug. And so we just put the gold bug at the end of it. Yeah, dude, no, bro. We fucking came to his house because we were trying to like, I don't know what we were doing. We were just trying to chill. And so we knock on his door, and like fucking he takes forever to get to the door. And he comes to the door, and he's got like a half chub, and like you could see it. And it's like, bro, what the fuck are you doing in there? And so like I went inside his house, and it was Duke basketball. I'm like, you are jerking off to Duke basketball. Like, I'm not jerking off. That's how he talks. I'm not jerking off to Duke basketball. I'm not jerking. No, you are. What the fuck is wrong with you? It was Duke men's basketball. Like he was obsessed with it. Later, Medallion. The Gaming Troj with a $2 dono. DK being 60 is good for that game. It's not 70 XD. All right. DK should be 40. Because, like I said in my last video, where I talked about it, even if you take into account brand recognition and brand value, a game that stars Mario, where the first word of the title of the game is Mario, has more brand recognition than Donkey Kong Country Returns HD. However, $50 for Mario versus Donkey Kong, $60 for Donkey Kong. Necro Banana says maybe he was a homosexual and that was his outlet. That's the thing, bro. I don't think he was. I think that man just loved Duke. Like, because, bro, that's the thing about North Carolina. No matter where you live at in North Carolina, everyone that you meet is either a Duke fan, a Carolina fan, or a State fan. And these people, like, it engulfs their life. Like, it is the most important thing to them in the world. I lived in Raleigh, which is outside of Chapel Hill and fucking Durham. So like, and Raleigh was where NC State was. But even when you go outside of that, I moved an hour and change south of Raleigh. People are the exact same. It's like passed down through traditions why you like this team. Because they're all within like 30 minutes of each other. It's not something like a professional basketball team or something like that, where it's like, okay, I live near New York. I'm going to be a Knicks fan. You know, that's what I see on TV. This is my team. These are all right near each other. So where's the loyalty come from? It comes from tradition. Your grandpappy. Your grandpappy's got season tickets. It's crazy. Wars were fought over North Carolina basketball. They're still fought to this day, I'm sure. We almost got... So, we went to the Dean Dome. Well, it used to be called the Dean Dome. I don't know what they call it anymore. For a WCW Nitro in Chapel Hill in, I think it was 1998. And it was me, my dad, and Pecker Dupree. And Pecker almost got into a fight with some dude. And like my dad had to like step in. And it was just like a grown ass man. Him and I are 13. And like this is a grown ass man. Like he had went to go get like a snack or something. We were like upper nosebleeds. He had went to get a snack and he came back and he was trying to walk by. And he kept saying, "Excuse me," to the guy. And like the guy just kept ignoring him. So eventually he was just like, fuck it. And he just walked like in front of him and kind of nudged him a little bit, like inadvertently. You know how seats are. And like the dude just got super pissed and started going off. So I was ready to scrap. But like my dad is like from Brooklyn. And he don't fuck around with shit like that. So, like, my dad had to punk him out. Now, Pegger didn't like Duke. This was Brent. Because Brent was a weird motherfucker. My favorite comedian of all time. That's tough. I would say, across the board, George Carlin. Now, have there been individual specials that I liked more than George Carlin's entire work? Like Eddie Murphy, Delirious. Dennis Leary had a great fucking stand-up. What was the name of it? It was the one where he did the asshole song. Was it No Cure for Cancer? Locked and Loaded. Let me see here. I think it was No Cure for Cancer. He was talking about he wanted to be a superhero and be tracheotomy man and smoke cigarettes out of his tracheotomy. Like, what the fuck is that? That's insane. Fucking hilarious. But yeah, Chappelle, Richard Pryor, Cat Williams, Eddie Griffin. You know what's funny about that? Outlaw Farmers RC, the $2 dono. Every video you tease that Tokyo Extreme Racer. I actually had to rebuy this because I guess when I sold my collection, I sold this game. And this game has skyrocketed in price. It's like $80 for a complete copy. I found it on eStarland, which is a website that's been around forever, for $60. Complete. Yeah, Patrice O'Neal. So I had to buy it. Because that's such an important Dreamcast game to me. Like, just fucking amazing. Amazing game. And it's a shame that that it kind of just died out, you know? Sam Kinison. I've been getting into Sam Kinison a little bit more recently. Who's that? Who was the fucker that was on The Daily Show? The guy who used to yell a lot and like point his fingers at stuff. Who? I want to. Is it Louis C.K.? No, Louis C.K. was the dude who jerked off, right? Yeah, Louis C.K. is the guy who jerked off. No, it wasn't Jon Stewart. It was the other guy. It was during the Jon Stewart time. Louis Black. Louis Black is fucking funny. His delivery is choice. I love his delivery. Castlevania 86 with $1.99 dono. Appreciate you, broski. WCW Revenge. Juventud versus Psychosis. Who do you have? So Juvi's going to be unmasked by default. Psychosis will not be unmasked. Honestly, I'm going to go with Psychosis. I think his moveset's a little better than Juventud's. Although Juvi did have the 450. That was a nice 450. That was a nice 450. I got to give it a Psychosis. I think Psychosis is probably one of the most underrated luchadors like ever. Like, he is just fucking great. All right, folks. We got to wrap things up here, because the Knicks are about to tip off for NBA Summer League, and it is a very, very important Summer League game. Woody, my favorite DC movies of all time, Batman, Batman Returns, Batman Forever. No Stephen Colbert. Stephen Colbert got too caught up in his own sauce. You know what I'm saying? When he was a side character on Jon Stewart's show, it was great. But when he became the main character, not so great. All right, so tomorrow on the main channel, I already got tomorrow's video all locked and loaded. If for whatever reason you're not subscribed to the main channel, we're at nearly 500,000. We could potentially hit it tonight. We're like 50 or so away. Tell your friends, tell your enemies to subscribe. I'll be back sometime again this week on the channel. I like the Tuesday streams. So Tuesdays are probably going to stick around, and then the second stream will just kind of float around. Yeah, 30 minutes in the middle of the Flash because Keaton came back. Thank you, everyone, for coming out and hanging out with me. Had some great conversations. Thank you to all the channel members. You guys are fucking legends. Don't forget, if you are a channel member, whenever I upload a video onto this channel, which there will be one, at least one this week happening, you get it before the other or the public release of it. I upload it the night before so that way you can watch it early. And thank you to everyone who came through and donated. You guys are fucking awesome. Super thank you to Corey McIntyre, the fucking legend around these parts. And I will see you guys fucking soon. At least tomorrow. Go watch the burial of